Most important multiple choice questions from the chapter Current Electricity. Question number 1. Electric current is option A scalar quantity, option B vector quantity, option C may be both depending upon case, option D dimensionless quantity. Here the correct answer is option A scalar quantity. Question number 2. SI unit of electric current is option A ampere, option B coulomb second, option C volt, option D watt. Here the correct answer is option A ampere. Question number 3. Free electron mobility is defined as option A drift velocity acquired by the free electron per unit potential, option B drift velocity acquired by free electron per unit current, option C drift velocity acquired by the free electron per unit work done, option D drift velocity acquired by the free electron per unit electric field. Here the correct answer is option D drift velocity acquired by the free electron per unit electric field. Question number 4. Charge carriers in metals are option A only conduction electrons, option B hole sign conduction electrons, option C only holes, option D ions. Here the correct answer is option A only conduction electrons. Question number 5. Electric current can flow through option A dry wood, option B mercury, option C plastic, option D glass rod. Here the correct answer is option B mercury. Question number 6. With the increase of temperature, relaxation time of free electrons in a conductor. Option A increases, option B decreases, option C remains same, option D becomes 0. Here the correct answer is option B decreases. Question number 7. In metals, electrons flow from option A one equipotential point to another equipotential point, option B in the direction of electric field, option C lower potential to another equipotential point, option D higher potential to lower potential. Here the correct answer is option C lower potential to another equipotential point. Question number 8. Select the correct statement. Option A electric current is directly proportional to drift velocity, option B electric current is directly proportional to free electron density, option C electric current is directly proportional to area of cross section of the conductor, option D all. Here the correct answer is option D all. Question number 9. Select the correct relation for Ohm's equivalent form. Option A J is equal to sigma by E, option B sigma is equal to JE, option C E is equal to J sigma, option D J is equal to sigma E. Here the correct answer is option D J is equal to sigma E. Question number 10. Relation between current and drift velocity is option A I is equal to NAE VD, option B I is equal to NAE square VD, option C I is equal to Q by T, option D both A and C. Here the correct answer is option A I is equal to NAE VD. Question number 11. Select the correct relation. Option A I is equal to VR, option B R is equal to VI, option C R is equal to VI, option D V is equal to IR. Here the correct answer is option D V is equal to IR. Question number 12. A wire is stretched to double its length, its resistivity. Option A remains same, option B doubles, option C becomes half, option D becomes 4 times. Here the correct answer is option A remains same. Question number 13. Reciprocal of resistivity is known as option A conductance, option B resistance, option C conductivity, option D relaxation time. Here the correct answer is option C conductivity. Question number 14. The SI unit of resistivity of the material is option A ohm per meter, option B ohm per meter square, option C ohm meter, option D ohm. Here the correct answer is option C ohm meter. Question number 15. Kirchhoff's junction rule is based on option A conservation of energy, option B conservation of momentum, option C conservation of charge, option D conservation of mass. Here the correct answer is option C conservation of charge. Question number 16. Kirchhoff's mesh or loop rule is based on option A conservation of energy, option B conservation of momentum, option C conservation of charge, option D conservation of mass. Here the correct answer is option A conservation of energy. Question number 17. For the balanced Wheatstone's network, the potential difference between the terminals of the galvanometer is option A 0, option B less than 0, option C more than 0, option D half of the EMF of the cell of the network. Here the correct answer is option A 0. Question number 18. The best material to make standard resistances is option A copper, option B silver, option C manganese, option D aluminum. Here the correct answer is option C manganese. Question number 19. Select wrong statement. Option A temperature coefficient resistance of semiconductor is negative value. Option B TCR of metal is positive value. Option C. Here the correct answer is option D. Ohm's law is applicable to electrolytic solution. Question number 20. The SI unit of EMF of a cell is option A volt, option B joule, option C Newton meter, option D volt per meter. Here the correct answer is option A volt. Potential difference across the cell is always dash than EMF. Option A more, option B equal, option C less, option D B or C depends upon temperature. Here the correct answer is option C less. Question number 22. If identical two cells each of EMF E connected in parallel, then equivalent EMF across the combination is option A E by 2, option B 2E, option C E, option D E square. Here the correct answer is option C E. Question number 23. Select the correct formula for electric power. Option A P is equal to V by I, option B P is equal to I by V, option C P is equal to I square V, option D P is equal to VI. Here the correct answer is option D P is equal to VI. Question number 24. How will you connect three cells to get maximum EMF? Option A in series, option B in parallel, option C 2 in series and third one in parallel, option D 2 in parallel and third one in parallel. Here the answer is option A in series. Important multiple choice questions from the chapter Moving Charges and Magnetism. Question number 1. If an electron is moving with velocity vector b produces a magnetic field vector b, then option A, the direction of magnetic field vector b will be same as the direction of velocity vector b. Option B, the direction of field vector b will be opposite to the direction of velocity vector v. Option C, the direction of field vector b will be perpendicular to the direction of velocity vector v. Option D, the direction of field vector b does not depend upon the direction of velocity vector v. Here the correct answer is option C, the direction of field vector b will be perpendicular to the direction of velocity vector v. Question number 2. The nature of parallel and anti-parallel currents are option A, parallel currents repel and anti-parallel currents attract. Option B, parallel currents attract and anti-parallel currents repel. Option C, both currents attract. Option D, both currents repel. Here the correct answer is option B, parallel current attract and anti-parallel current repel. Question number 3. Magnetic moment of a current I carrying circular coil of radius r and number of turns n varies as option A 1 by r square, option B 1 by r, option C r, option D r square. Here the correct answer is option D r square. Question number 4. A current carrying loop is placed in a uniform magnetic field. The torque acting on it does not depend upon option A, area of the loop, option B, magnetic field, option C, value of current, option D, none of these. Here the correct answer is option D, none of these. Question number 5. In a moving coil galvanometer, the deflection on the scale by a pointer attached to the spring is option A, NA by KB into I, option B, NAB by K into I, option C, N by KAB into I, option D, NAB by KI. Here the correct answer is option B, NAB by K into I. Question number 6. A moving coil galvanometer can be converted into an ammeter by option A, introducing a shunt resistance of large value in series, option B, introducing a shunt resistance of small value in parallel, option C, introducing a resistance of small value in series, option D, introducing a resistance of large value in parallel. Here the correct answer is option B, introducing a shunt resistance of small value in parallel. Question number 7. A strong magnetic field is applied on a stationary electron. Then the electron, option A, moves in direction of the field, option B, remains stationary, option C, moves perpendicular to the direction of the field, option D, moves opposite to the direction of the field. Here the correct answer is option B, remains stationary. Question number 8. A charged particle is moving on circular path with velocity v in a uniform magnetic field B. If the velocity of the charged particle is doubled and strength of magnetic field is halved, then radius becomes option A 4 times, option B 8 times, option C 2 times, option D 16 times. Here the answer is option A 4 times. Question number 9. If the planes of two identical concentric coils are perpendicular and the magnetic moment of each coil is m, then the resultant magnetic moment of the two coil system will be option A m, option B 2m, option C 3m, option D root 2m. Here the correct answer is option D root 2m. Question number 10. An electron is projected with uniform velocity along the axis of a current carrying long solenoid. Which of the following is true? Option A. The electron will be accelerated along the axis. Option B. The electron path will be circular about the axis. Option C. The electron will experience a force at 45 degree to the axis and hence execute a helical path. Option D. The electron will continue to move with uniform velocity along the axis of the solenoid. Here the correct answer is option D. The electron will continue to move with uniform velocity along the axis of the solenoid. Question number 11. If a charged particle moves through a magnetic field perpendicular to it, option A. Both momentum and energy of particle change. Option B. Momentum as well as energy are constant. Option C. Energy is constant but momentum changes. Option D. Momentum is constant but energy changes. Here the correct answer is option C. Energy is constant but momentum changes. Question number 12. A current loop placed in a non-uniform magnetic field experiences option A. A force of repulsion. Option B. A torque but not force. Option C. A force of attraction. Option D. A force and a torque. Here the correct answer is option D, a force and a torque. Question number 13. If the beams of electrons and protons move parallel to each other in the same direction, then they option A. Attract each other, option B. Repel each other, option C. No relation, option D. Neither attract nor repel. Here the correct answer is option B. Repel each other. Question number 14. In Fleming's left-hand rule, the middle finger represents option A. Force, option B. Direction of current flowing through the conductor, option C. Direction of magnetic field, option D. Magnetic flux. Here the correct answer is option B. Direction of current flowing through the conductor. Question number 15. The magnetic dipole moment of a current loop is independent of option A. Number of turns, option B. Current in the loop, option C. Area of the loop, option D. Magnetic field in which it is lying. Here the correct answer is option D. Magnetic field in which it is lying. Question number 16. To convert a galvanometer into a voltmeter, one should connect a option A. High resistance in series with galvanometer, option B. High resistance in parallel with galvanometer, option C. Low resistance in series with galvanometer, option D. Low resistance in parallel with galvanometer. Important multiple choice questions from magnetism and matter. Question number 1. The SI unit of magnetic pole strength is option A ampere meter, option B ampere per meter square, option C ampere per meter, option D ampere. Here the correct answer is option A ampere meter. Question number 2. The product of area and current through a current loop is option A magnetic induction, option B magnetic permeability, option C magnetic moment, option D magnetic susceptibility. Here the correct answer is option C magnetic moment. Question number 3. Torque acting on a magnet placed at an angle theta with the magnetic field is maximum when theta is option A 90 degree, option B 180 degree, option C 360 degree, option D 0 degree. Here the correct answer is option D 0 degree. Question number 4. The potential energy of a magnetic dipole is 0 when theta is equal to option A 90 degree, option B 180 degree, option C 360 degree, option D 0 degree. Here the correct answer is option A 90 degree. Question number 5. The net magnetic flux through any closed surface is option A unity, option B 0, option C infinity, option D 1. Here the correct answer is option B 0. Question number 6. The SI unit of magnetic susceptibility is option A ampere meter, option B ampere per meter, option C Henry, option D no unit. Here the correct answer is option D no unit. Question number 7. The Gauss law for magnetism is option A the net magnetic flux through any closed surface is finite, option B the net magnetic flux through any closed surface is infinite, option C the net magnetic flux through any closed surface is 0, option D the net magnetic flux through any closed surface is equal to net current through the surface. Here the correct answer is option C. The net magnetic flux through any closed surface is 0. Question number 8. Identify wrong statement among the following options about magnetic field lines. Option A. They can intersect each other. Option B. The tangent drawn to magnetic field line at any point gives the direction of magnetic field. Option C. They form closed loop. Option D. Outside the magnet they enter from north pole to south pole. Here the correct answer is option A. They can intersect each other. Question number 9. Magnetization of a sample is option A. Magnetic moment per unit length. Option B. Magnetic moment per unit area. Option C. Magnetic moment per unit volume. Option D. Magnetic moment per unit current. Here the correct answer is option C. Magnetic moment per unit volume. Question number 10. Substances which are strongly attracted by magnetic field are option A ferromagnetic, option B diamagnetic, option C paramagnetic, option D none of these. Here the correct answer is option A ferromagnetic. Question number 11. Diamagnetic substances are option A weakly attracted by a powerful magnet, option B weakly repelled by a powerful magnet, option C strongly attracted even by a weak magnet, option D unaffected by the presence of nearly magnet. Here the correct answer is option B weakly repelled by a powerful magnet. Question number 12. For a diamagnetic substance, magnetic susceptibility is option A low and positive, option B high and positive, option C low and negative, option D high and negative. Here the correct answer is option C low and negative. Question number 13. The phenomenon of perfect diamagnetism in superconductor is called option A Zeeman effect, option B Seebeck effect, option C Tyndall effect, option D Misner effect. Here the correct answer is option D Misner effect. Question number 14. Among the following the paramagnetic substance is option A copper, option B aluminium, option C lead, option D bismuth. Here the correct answer is option B aluminium. Question number 15. The SI unit of magnetization is Option A, ampere meter. Option B, ampere per meter. Option C, ampere per meter square. Option D, ampere. Here the correct answer is option B, ampere per meter. Question number 16. The ratio of magnetization to magnetic intensity is called. Option A, relative permeability. Option B, retentivity. Option C, magnetic susceptibility. Option D, absolute permeability. Here the correct answer is option C, magnetic susceptibility. Question number 17. Magnetic materials whose susceptibility is very low and positive are option A, paramagnetic, option B, ferromagnetic, option C, diamagnetic, option D, superconductors. Here the correct answer is option A, paramagnetic. Question number 18. Ferromagnetic substances in which magnetization persists even after the removal of external magnetic field are option A, positive ferromagnetic substances, option B, superconductors, option C, soft ferromagnets, option D, hard ferromagnets. Here the correct answer is option D, hard ferromagnets. Question number 19. Nickel is a option A, diamagnetic, option B, paramagnetic, option C, ferromagnetic, option D, none of these. Here the correct answer is option C, ferromagnetic. Question number 20. Which is the diamagnetic substance among the following? Option A, iron, option B, cobalt, option C, nickel, option D, copper. Here the correct answer is option D, copper.